Welcome back to Awake and Bake, where we get high vibes and talk about the universe. I'm your host, Danny. Today is a very special episode. I've been wanting to do this for a very long time, so buckle the fuck in. If you're new here, hi, I'm Danny. I'm a psychic and a stoner, and I love to combine the two. That's what we're going to do today. And actually, I'm going to be teaching you about how I realized I was psychic, how you can maybe realize it too, because I bet a lot of you watching probably do have abilities that you're not even really aware of. Or maybe you're aware, but you're like, wait, that's a type of psychic ability? I'll give you all the fucking tea. Before we get started, you are going to need a couple things. One, something to drink, because I will not be responsible for you hooker whores being dehydrated, okay? That is not my job. That is not my responsibility. I'm not doing all that. So take a sip of water, take a sip of your Gatorade, take a sip of emergency, take a sip of chocolate milk. I don't care. I don't care. And if you partake in gardening like the damn internet makes us say these days, make sure that you have something to puff on. I am hitting this live resin disposable. It's from High 90s. It is their Paradise sativa strain. I'm just gonna reapply some lip gloss so I don't get butthole lips. This is from Glossier. My best friend Emily Glott works there. She's the face of Glossier, New York City. Didn't you know? In Soho. Didn't you know? ASMR ready. Goopy. Okay, let's get the fuck into it. So first of all, I tell you guys all the time that I'm a psychic and a stoner, but I don't really give you like the details of what type of psychic I am and everything like that. I am what they call claircognizant. I just learned about that term in the past few years. So I used to just make being psychic like a joke. Like I would be like, I think I'm fucking psychic. But because I wasn't having like Raven Simone like type visions, I was like, I guess not. Turns out a bitch is claircognizant. So yeah, like I was saying, I just thought that I was like a really good guesser. Also, being autistic, I am great at pattern recognition. So put those things together. And I was just like, I mean, yeah, that's a recipe for me often like assuming something or guessing something or having an idea or thought about something. And it would just make sense that I would be right about that. It's just not really that simple. So here's how I experienced it that made me kind of realize like, oh, okay, like I think I'm like psychic, because it would make sense if it was something that was like provoked, but these are unprovoked thoughts. So I'm going to give you, I wrote down so many fucking examples. I wouldn't be like meeting somebody and then just like as I'm meeting them thinking, this is probably how you are, or this is what I think is going to happen to you, or XYZ. It'll just be me going about my business, making a chicken sandwich. I don't know why I said chicken. I don't make my own chicken sandwiches. I buy chicken sandwiches. I make a turkey sandwich. I'm making a turkey sandwich. And then all of a sudden something pops in my head and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that bitch that I went to grade school with is pregnant. Hope she's not in an abusive relationship, but it probably is the case. And then I'm like, oh my God, why would I think that? Like, why? What an odd thing. I'll deem it as a weird thought and I'll be like, that was strange. Then all of a sudden I'll get on like Facebook or something and then someone will be like, oh yeah, I'm pregnant and I am leaving my abusive husband and I'm very like proud of myself for all of the progress I'm making. And I'm like, why did I know that? I haven't talked to this bitch since we were 8. That was just like a very like random kind of weird example. But now I'm going to give you extremely specific examples about the types of scenarios that kind of made me like start to think like, do I have some kind of like little gift or something? And then we'll get into the types of psychic abilities that it's possible to have. Because claircognizant is just one of like many. I'm going to probably talk about like 7, I think. But we'll get into it. Let's take a freaking hit. Oh, and I'm probably not going to be applying lip gloss after every fucking hit because who has the time, bitch? Not me. Sorry, hookers, I didn't learn my fucking lines. I'm going to be reading off these specific examples. Okay, so the first one was a very recent example that happened. I was doing the fucking dishes, and I was like, I think my bitch Emily is gonna get a raise. I didn't even say I think. What popped in my head while I'm doing the dishes is my bitch Emily is getting a raise at her job in New York, which is like her dream job, and she's gonna get recognized by like the higher ups, or like they're gonna give her some kind of like promotion or recognition or something like that. Not even 2 days later, she FaceTimes me. She's like, can I tell you what's new with me and at work? Exactly what I fucking said. Exactly what I fucking said happened. I didn't go looking for this information. It came to me while I was doing the dishes. Another very specific example that happens to me a lot. It'll be people who I literally barely fucking know. Sometimes it's people who I actually have never met, but like maybe I follow them on social media or maybe I've like seen them in pictures with people that I know. Sometimes I'll just be doing something. Like what was the example that I wrote here? Yes, watching TV, something not related to the thought that's about to pop in my head. Bitch, I'll be watching Great British Baking Show. And all of a sudden I'm like, let's give the name Carrie. All of a sudden I'll be like, I bet Carrie's boyfriend is cheating on her and he's probably a piece of shit. And I don't even think I bet. The thought just he's cheating on her and he's a piece of shit is in my head. And I'll be like, weird. Well, I used to be like, Weird. Now when that happens, I'm like, I wonder why I'm having that thought. I wonder if that's like one of my little psychic premonition things. Unfortunately, it was. I'm sorry, Carrie. And it doesn't stop there, okay? They're also extremely specific. Recently, I had one, and I was hanging out with my friends, and there was like 2 moments of silence, and then somebody who my friends don't know whatsoever, it's somebody from a different state, it just pops in my head, and I'm like, they're moving out of their state, and they're gonna start like a whole new life, maybe even with like a whole new career field or like a new partner, but like they're just like completely starting over. Somebody that's like, why is this person in my head? Lovingly, why would you be in my head? Then all of a sudden, give it a couple days, maybe not even a couple days. I'm gonna get online and fucking see that exactly what I thought is happening. It's creepy, but I love being right. Enough about me, hooker whores. Now we're gonna take a hit, and I'm gonna teach you about the different kinds of like the clairvoyant, I'm claircognizant, the different clairs that you could be. Because until I learned about that, I wasn't even like really able to accept like, oh wait, I might be psychic, because I've harnessed my abilities and I work on them and I practice them to make them stronger. And now that I've done that, I'm able to recognize, oh my God, all these different times in my life I was having like a psychic moment, and I just was like, I must be a really good guesser, even though that thought didn't even feel like my own. What I'm trying to say is I'm iconic, and I've always been iconic. Take a freaking hit. Okay, I'm gonna go over the 7 main types of like the clair senses that you could be. So clairvoyant is like the one that I think a lot of us know, which is where you see visions or images. Think Raven Simone. That's clairvoyant. You don't got to do the theatrics that I just did, but like those visions she would have, think like that. Clairaudient is where you actually hear messages, voices, words, sounds, but like they're not things that other people can hear. Because at first I was like, oh, well, I'm psychic. And like one time I had to retake my fucking driver's test in California, which that literally the week before I had to go get my license renewed, they changed it that you have to like retake your test. So fucking annoying. But basically I didn't know. There were a couple things for California laws that I didn't know. It was dumb shit about like parking or whatever. It was not safety things. Okay. Calm the fuck down. I'm safe, bitch. You don't got to worry about me on the road. Okay. Knock on wood. Knock on something hollow. I don't fucking care. But anyway, I asked the universe for a sign because I'd already gotten like a few answers wrong, and I was like, bro, if I get this one wrong, they're gonna like fail me for this fucking test. And so like the answer was like 30 minutes, 15 minutes, or 1 hour, and I forget what the question was, but I was like, bitch, I don't know how long I'm allowed to be like parked in a certain spot. I don't fucking know. And then all of a sudden a voice, just like a conversation happening behind me, I just hear, yep, it's 30 minutes. And I was like, universe, I asked you for a sign, and then I heard that, I'm gonna click 30 minutes. That's just actually you asking the universe for a sign and then giving you one. That's not the same thing as hearing a voice that is only there for you to hear. You know what I mean? Or at least that's how I understand it. But I'm not clairaudient, bitch, so what the fuck do I know? Then we have clairsentient. This one is very fucking cool because it's basically like, you know how you see sometimes on TV shows if there's like a psychic, they'll like walk into a room and then they'll be like, I'm cold, I'm sad, so I feel like very heavy, like something bad has happened. It's feeling. You can feel energies, you can feel certain senses, you can feel certain emotions, you can feel things physically, but you are feeling it actually in your body, in your human suit. And then we have my bitch ass, claircognizant. This is a sudden knowing or understanding. The internet says it's thoughts or sudden knowledge or understanding without an explanation. That's exactly how I would explain it. Like shit would just pop in my head and I'd be like, what? Okay, weird thought. And then it would just fucking happen. And I was like, damn, that was crazy. Also, if I'm pronouncing any of these wrong, please correct me kindly, because this one I'm sure I'm not saying right. Clairgustant sounds disgusting, but it's taste, or it's like when you can perceive flavors without any physical stimulant. So like all of a sudden, like you'll taste vanilla in your mouth, or you'll taste like blood in your mouth, but there's no vanilla or blood actually in your mouth. I'm not gonna lie to you, clairalient is the funniest one to me because it's just like the scent one. It's like you'll get a sense of smell, like you'll smell something that like doesn't have a source to it and other people can't smell it. You're literally just smelling odors without a trace of them. And that's like hard because like sometimes I'll be like, did somebody rip ass or does somebody need to put on deodorant? And I don't know if other people can smell it. I'm very curious to like see if you are clairalient, what do you smell? Like, do you smell, oh, you know what? I kind of do actually know what it could be. My mom actually has this friend and she sometimes will randomly smell roses. And whenever she smells roses, she'll like call my mom because she just like, she'll smell roses and be like, oh my God, I need to call Jenny. And then she'll call my mom and be like, are you okay? And it's always when my mom is like having a crisis. So maybe that's it. I don't know. teach me. And then lastly, we have clairtangent, which is when you can like touch something and then receive information from it. So like I've seen this a lot in like haunted shows or with psychic mediums or whatever. They'll touch a lamp and then they'll be like, your father used to sit by this lamp. He had a horrible night one night. He drank too many beers and then he choked on his lasagna and died right here. And the lamp was the only thing that stayed on. Or they'll touch a blanket and be like, it belonged to an 8-year-old girl named Gertrude. Yeah, I'm not an expert on any of the clairs, but I am an expert on myself and how I perceive information as a claircognizant. And it's just funny because it started as like, wow, I'm a great guesser. Wow, I have great pattern recognition. I do actually. And then it was like, oh my God, I'm like low-key psychic. Like, why do I always have so many fucking synchronicities? I think something and then it fucking happens even though it's not my thought. That's so weird. And then it eventually became, I'm so intuitive. Like I'm a psychic bitch. And now we're at, oh my God, I'm claircognizant. Oh my God, I'm claircognizant. Take a hit, hooker bitch. And I wanted to make this video because I genuinely think that a lot of us have psychic abilities. It's just a matter of like allowing yourself to tap into them, to trust them. And a lot of it is intuition. You might be getting psychic downloads from any of the clair senses, and you might not even realize that's what it is because you have been taught to not trust your intuition and just to push everything off as like, there's a logical reason. There's a logical reason. Yeah, bitch, sometimes the logical reason is you're magic. I know what you're thinking. I'm an expert in myself, but my tip still would be if you think that you might be psychic or have one of those like clair senses, just start really trusting your intuition. That's literally how I got to be where I'm at, where like now I can pretty much tell when a thought pops in my head, that's an actual message of like something that is happening. And sometimes I'll even be like, I'll wait on it too. I'm not in a rush. It's going to prove itself true. And sometimes it does take like usually it's very fast, but there was one time in particular, something took a couple weeks. And then I was like, oh, maybe I was wrong, even though I'm never wrong about these things. And it wasn't even my thought. So why would I be wrong about something that wasn't even my thought? No, bitch. It just took a couple weeks to cook a little bit because everybody wasn't ready to tell the public what was going on. But I knew. That's all I have for you today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your grandma, and as always, stay high. He knows when the episodes end. Oh my God, he just woke up stretched and he's like, all right, mommy, let's cuddle now. Monkey Key, say bye, baby. Can you tell our friends bye? He's like, can you get that fucking microphone out of my face? Oh, now you're ready. I love you. We love you.